Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and as I promised, or maybe the word is more appropriately threatened, here's what we're going to do just about every week. And what we do here is I take the liberty of filming a little video where I try to look back at the week before, what happened, what went on in the class, what I hope everybody picked up, how we did things, and to give you a little peek ahead at what you'll be looking at this week. And this will become a regular method of communication, and it's been fairly well received in the past. The one thing I really do ask people as we go later in the course, and it's no pride of my broadcast abilities or acting abilities and everything, but really appreciate it if you would take the time to give these videos a viewing, because in many cases we're going to get some important information in here, and that's what we really want you to do, is to make sure that we're all on the same page and that we're all doing the right things that we expect to be doing. Okay, so this week, this first week, which I was really pleased to see, the number one, the introductions were just what I expected. We've got a wide variety of backgrounds, a big group, an awful lot of good experience. Some people to whom this whole idea of quality in a formal sense is brand new. Some of you've got some really solid experience with the whole quality process and what it's all about. And the diverse backgrounds are really great, and people seem to be interested. I know a lot of people ended up saying why they took the course is well, it's in the curriculum, and I think we did a pretty good job of explaining to you why it's there. But now the time has come to really see what we can get out of it. So the first week's discussion has been really good, and as you notice, my practice is, as I said in one of the other videos, I read everything, but this discussion was going so well, there's no need for me to be jumping in and sticking my nose in and out of it and trying to dominate the conversation. This week we're very interested in what you had to say. What is your perception of quality? What's it mean to you? What has it meant to you in the past? What might it mean to you in your current role? What's it all about? And just like with the differing backgrounds, we've gotten a lot of differing perspectives on quality. You can see some of it coming through some of our military students, and we see once again the recruiting command is very well represented. So welcome, guys. But listen to all the perspectives you've gotten from some from industry, some from service industries, some from the military, some from manufacturing industries. All have different perspectives on quality. And if there's any one theme starting to arise out of it, it's that people, I think, are very cognizant of the fact that quality just isn't saying how well is this camera put together, or will my computer work. Quality is really much more complex than that. And this week we're going to start to get into that. And what we're going to do in week 2 is you're going to be introduced to the Malcolm Baldrige principles, and what the Baldrige principles are, a little bit how they were developed, what it's all about, what does it entail. And you're going to discover some interesting things. Mac Baldrige did not sit down and write these principles. Mac Baldrige was the guiding force behind them, and that's one of the significances there, and that's the significance of the Baldrige name. But in addition to Baldrige, you're going to see there were some other people involved in the quality movement, going back as precursors to Baldrige. And the one I really want people to look at this week, and I've included some things about him and a chance for you to work in whatever you learn about him, is a gentleman by the name of W. Edwards Deming. And Deming was one of the first, if you will, gurus of quality. And Deming, ironically, made his name in Japan. Deming came to his education and everything really surfaced in Japan in the post-war period, post-World War II period. And look what happened over the next 20 years. And a couple of your classmates have mentioned it. I've mentioned it. I got my first formal exposure to quality and quality systems and quality processes in the late 1970s in the automobile industry and as a supplier to the automobile industry. And back then, the American automobile industry, the sort of leading flagship industry in this country, was suffering from terrible quality problems. And there was even a perception by many people that they didn't want to buy an American car. Why? Because an American car was junk. And all people wanted to buy were the Japanese and German cars. Boy, are they better. They're just built. They are a quality product. And the Japanese had adopted Dr. Deming's principles with open arms, and we're putting them to use. And to this day, the highest quality award you can get in the U.S. is the Malcolm Baldrige Award. Well, in Japan, it's the Deming Prize. And that ought to tell you something. And Dr. Deming did come back here, work primarily with Ford Motor Company in the 80s, but you're going to read his 14 points of quality. And what I really hope people get out of this is that historical perspective of what was going on, but start seeing the foundations of the quality movement. Because I think one thing that we can all realize, you don't just will quality to happen. You don't just say, let there be quality. Okay? A lot of things have to be in place for quality to be present. Okay? And that again, I don't care whether you're making a product, providing a service, whatever you're doing. A framework, a system has to be in place. And this is going to give you the foundation in those systems. Operationally, too, this week, you're going to see what is pretty much a standard format. Obviously, there's going to be another discussion board. And I think everybody has grasped the idea of what we want to do with the discussion board, where that's the main learning tool, mutual learning tool for all of us, where things are going to take place. You're going to learn an awful lot from your fellow students, just as much as you're going to learn from the materials and the readings and the videos and everything that we provide. So please, if we can match the first week's performance as we go forward, it's going to be great. There's also this week, the first written assignment comes into play. And I think it's fairly well explained. What we're looking for is really an essay, not a formal paper per se, but a well-written, formally written paper, an essay. And what the subject is right now, I'd like you to compare and contrast the Baldrige principles with Deming's 14 points. Look for similarities, look for differences, look for trends, look for things that are common, look for things that have survived the test of time, and see how they apply to your thinking about quality today. And as I said in the class introduction, we're going to do a lot of writing in the class as we go forward, because that's a great way for you to express your abilities. And one thing we really want graduates of the Baldrige School to be able to do is to communicate well. And written communication is a skill that's really, really lacking in business today. And the more we can help you get a leg up on your competition by becoming better writers and better communicators, I think we're doing ourselves all a service. So that's very important. The discussion boards, just like last week's, going to be graded 100 points. The essay will be graded at 100 points. You'll notice when I get your grades back to you for discussion board and for the essay, I'm not just going to give you a number grade. I always try to include enough commentary with the grade. I put it right in the grading section of the grading comments in Blackboard, where you'll see my commentary on what you did right, what you did average, what do you need to do a little better, where do we need to go with the work. It's all designed to help us learn and to never be critical but always be constructive. So unless we get really pressed for time or something like that happens or something unusual, you'll always get feedback from me. So I don't do it publicly. It's all between us, and I will participate in the discussion board as need be. But this week you guys did such a great job, it wasn't really that necessary for me, and I really want to thank you for that. Okay, I have fielded several questions in the Ask the Instructor box, and that's the right place to go. I try to remember to get in there every day. I think I may have missed one day this week, so I apologize if somebody had to wait a whole 24-hour period for an answer. That's really not good. I'll try to be much faster than that. And make sure you ask the questions. The worst question is the one that doesn't get asked, right? If you don't ask, the answer is always no. So what we need to do is keep communicating with each other, look at the Baldrige principles and see what we can do to abide by those as we go through the class. I think we're off to a good start. I really appreciate the work everybody's done, and I'm looking forward to this week. Okay, thank you very much.